Hey there, welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalela Starr. Today the topic is, hang on a second. Okay, just a little note on my desktop that came up. The topic is mission training, the purpose of a dark night of the soul. This message came as a result of a session I had with a very lovely lady I've known for many years. She is a fellow teacher, worked for many years with the angels, and is actually very talented. And I'm not going to use her real name, so we're going to call her Karen. But I thought this would be a really good topic because everybody who goes through a mission, as far as I'm aware of, is going to have this happen. But most of us don't understand what the purpose of a dark night of the soul is in a mission. We just think that maybe we're off track, or we're confused, and we feel like sometimes we've given it our all, and then this happens to us. Why? Okay, so let me back up for a second and explain to you, from my understanding of having completed a 12-year mission, what the steps are in a mission, what happens when, where, what. Okay, first of all, and you can go read more about this in the Starseed walk-in series on my website at nibruncouncil.com. And also, if you click on the playlist, if you're watching this YouTube video, and you'll see Starseed's walk-ins or mission training or something like that. Check on that, because I've done a lot of videos about mission training. So the way that I'm having a hard time today. The way that a mission goes is you will go through training. Training has 3 stages. You have beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And once you start to get through advanced, once you get through that, you go into a period we call pre-launch, and it seems like nothing's happening. It's like you've worked on all your emotional clearing and all of your training for, your first phase of your mission and the assignments in the phase. And then it's like, what now? What's happening? And you're like, come on, let's get this going. So that's pre-launch. It's like the calm before the storm. And then once you get into, after pre-launch, there comes launch. And it's like all of a sudden, it's like the gates open. It's like a horse race, and everybody rushes out. It's like, or like a rocket taking off. It's like, whoa! People come out of the woodwork, people, money, opportunities, everything to make your mission work. Now, so the mission is divided into assignments and phases. Okay, so there can be several phases to your overall mission, and then within each phase there are assignments. As I understand it, you have to go through, and my experience has been that you need to go through different, there's training before each assignment so that you can carry on the assignment, and in that training there's usually emotional clearing. So you're learning what you need to learn to be able to complete the next assignment, but part of what that is, to be able to even recognize it, is some emotional clearing. So when it comes to emotional clearing, it's like you're lifting your frequency before each training to be able to recognize what you need to do and complete it. Hope that makes sense. All right, but then at the end of a phase of a mission, and phases can be a year long, year and a half long, 2 years long, depending on what kind of mission you're in. You will go through what we call a dark night. And the dark night could be, it can be a year, 2 years, or months. It just depends. The bigger the phase that you end, the more stuff you've accumulated during that phase, and I'll explain that in a second, the more you're going to go through what we call the dark night, and the longer it will take, and then you'll come out and you'll begin a new series of assignments and a new phase. So the purpose of the dark night, as my friend Karen found out, is that because she had just completed a whole phase. I mean, it was like a mission in itself. It was a series of phases, actually, she had completed. No, they said that's wrong. It was actually a phase that she had taken, she had completed, and that she had been in this dark night now for a couple of years. And during this time, she's had to have a hysterectomy. She's lost all interest in the work that she was doing. She's kind of directionless right now, doesn't know what she's doing. The money's dried up. You know, where do I go next? What do I do? She even moved from Pennsylvania to Florida, feeling very guided. You know, the door's open for her to go there, and now she's there, like, what? What now? Where do I go next? So when we tuned in, we realized that she was going through a dark night. The dark night of the soul at the end of a phase is to prepare you for the next phase. But that also means that you are, it's a purging. When you go through a mission, when you go through a phase, you know, you take a lot of hits, you take a lot of rejection, you know, a lot of things don't turn out the way you thought. And a lot of times you're so focused on completing an assignment, you kind of sweep that stuff under the rug. Well, at the end of that mission or that phase, you've got to clear all that out. So the dark night is about a purging. It's about a clearing. It's like what they showed me in the session. The guys kind of brought me the picture of, you know, Native Americans going into a sweat lodge where they purify themselves. So a dark night in a mission is usually going to occur at the end of a phase for the purpose of purifying you, helping you release and clear out all this stuff that you've buried while you were going through the previous phase that you weren't even aware that you had stuck under, you know, you had swept away. So anyway, once you get through purging all that stuff out, then you start to feel kind of renewed. And at some point, you'll notice that the doors start to open. You start to see a sense of direction. Look for threes. And like Karen, she calls somebody and says, you know, this is where I am. I feel like I'm right on the verge, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So we tuned in, we realized it was a dark night and that she was getting ready to get started, but there were some little things she had to complete. One was some more inner child work, going back and reconnecting with her inner child, which is going to be needed for whatever reason in her next series of assignments. So I hope that makes sense to you. If you're in a dark night and you've completed a phase and you feel like you don't have a direction now and what you were doing before doesn't interest you anymore, but you can't figure out what you want to do, and you're feeling frustrated and the money's not there, hey, you may be in the purging process. My suggestion to you is just say to your guides, okay, help me bring up whatever I need to purge so I can get on with it. And they're going, hey. And then also talk to your inner child, you know, because when you sweep it under the rug, actually you dump it on them. And so you got to, like, you know, uncover your inner child and help her heal a little bit so that you can move on, and that will build your relationship there. It's all good. It all helps in the long run. But once you get to the right frequency, once you've purged enough and you've lifted your frequency, all of a sudden the doors open. It's like that's the key. And then all the people, money, and opportunities start coming for you to begin the next phase, and the money comes with it. So hope this will help you, and good luck. If you need any help with figuring out what your mission is, that's my thing, you know. Been there, done that, and so I'm kind of like mentoring, coaching starseeds, and man, it's amazing. They're just coming out of the woodwork right now. And that's because I just completed my dark night, and I just came out, and I'm on to my next step, which is all about helping the starseeds with their mission training, because, well, there's a reason. We'll talk about it at another time. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.